There's nothing worse than living your life doing something that you absolutely can't stand. The more I dive into tax, the more I learn stuff, because I'm constantly learning. The more I learn, the more I can also help myself. For anything that you do, I always say, keep record, because again, they might ask. That's the reality. But do you have the answers? As long as you do, you're covered. I feel like in life, I have nothing to lose but to be great. Like nothing else to do. My sole purpose is like to make sure that no matter what I'm doing great at it. But you don't know unless you start. Like you want to look for someone who's going to help you financially plan so that you're in a good position when it comes to get your taxes done. Not somebody who's going to go, okay, well, let me just go ahead and just put in what you said. So, you made this much. Okay, well, you owe now.
I think that's one of the biggest pieces of being an entrepreneur, but probably one of the most overlooked pieces. Welcome to another episode of Access Granted, where I give you exclusive access to entrepreneurs who are killing it in their industry. Today, I'm excited because I get to personally take notes and share some information with you guys. What's up, Stephanie? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited to have you here.
Excited.
I know you have a lot of information. I mean, just looking at your social media, you're always sharing value and information on taxes and how to save money and spend money and get it back as well. So I'm excited for you to share some gems today.
I'm excited. Thank you so much.
No problem. So for the audience that's watching, tell them a little bit about Stephanie, who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Steph, a tax advisor and tax business coach, which means that I actually show people how to actually start and grow their own virtual tax business. I always say virtual because I know people think, the brick and mortar stuff, that's cool and all, but you save more money if you just do it from home.
I love it. So I can be anywhere in the world and start a tax business.
Anywhere in the world. It's crazy.
That's amazing. How did you get started?
I started in 2019. So a friend of mine, he got a tax office in like a high-rise building, trying to be cute and fancy. But the problem is he didn't have clients. So being inside of an office, he had no real way of marketing. So he said, hey, you want to come help with the marketing? I need help. And at the time, I was working for a call center. I hated it. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I don't got nothing to lose. Let me go here and see about taxes. But we did like a 2-day crash course, literally worked all day and just like trained taxes and got started.
That's amazing.
Crazy. And it was already in the middle of tax season. So tax season normally from like January 1st to April 15th. January 26th, he trained me. January 28th, I was already doing it. So mainly at the time, I was really focused on getting the clients, and then he would like help me with the files. But I mean, that's how I learned. I spent all the rest of the season kind of like learning that way.
That's amazing. What I love is that you took the risk.
Yeah.
There are so many people who are, they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to go for it, but they're afraid to take that leap of faith and make it happen. So you took the risk, and look at you now. Not only have you built a platform, but you're helping other people do the same.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So if I'm watching this and I'm afraid to take the risk, what advice do you have for me?
I would say take the risk. I feel like there's nothing worse than doing something. I had a class the other day, and I was like, there's nothing worse than living your life doing something that you absolutely can't stand, especially when it devalues you. Like working in a call center, low support, not valued. I can't take vacations when I want. You got people micromanaging me. It's like, why am I even here? And then I'm not even getting paid the amount of money like that I should be getting for the work that I do. So it's like, if you're going to be devalued, not paid like that, go work someplace else, or take that risk and start your own business. I think people are so scared to start their own businesses nowadays. I have no clue why. I don't know who put that out there. Somebody wrote a book on being scared to start your own business, but definitely take the risk.
I think people are just truly afraid to go to the next level. Yeah. I think sometimes people fear what that looks like and what the misconception of, are people judging them or losing out on, time and freedom. And then there's this other misconception with being an entrepreneur, that when you're an entrepreneur, you work all the time, nonstop. Yeah. And I tell people that it's all about time management. Yes, I'm in my business 24/7, but I go to sleep at 9 o'clock. I wake up very early. I wake up at 6, 7 o'clock, every day. But I'm in my business. I still run my business as if I'm running or as if I work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So I clock in, right? Not necessarily clock in, but I work, start my day at 9 o'clock. I take a lunch break and I'm in at 5. I pick up my daughter from school. We enjoy our afternoon and I'm in bed. Yeah. So it's all about time management and how you manage your business. That depends on if your business is running or if you're in your business 24/7.
Yeah, no, it's true. 100%. 100%. Like at first when I started, so 2019, I actually started taxes, but 2020, I opened up my own tax office. This is why I tell people don't do it. So it's 2020, I opened up my tax office, and from 2020 to like 2023, something like that, end of 2023, I had that office. And it was like I was constantly there, constantly working. I felt like I was working all the time, especially when you're doing taxes. It's like I'm working, especially tax season. But now you get to work 4 months, and then you're pretty much off the rest of the year if you like to do it that way. Mm-hmm. But it's still constantly working, and I had to learn. Okay, wait. Just because I'm a business owner doesn't mean I need to be here all day. I'm at the office till like 1 p.m. Like there's no reason. Like let me actually set my time. Let me structure it correctly. Mm-hmm. Let me act as if I was actually clocking into someone else's, job. And that made things a lot easier. Like it was a lot lighter. Like sometimes I think we just get into like solopreneur zone or entrepreneur zone that we're just so busy like working, and then we just forget like, wait a minute, like I can't function like this. I gotta structure myself so I can be on point.
That's good. So let's just go ahead and get into it and give them a little access. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm watching this and I am interested. I heard you say that you left your call center job. I hate my job right now and I want to dive into the tax business. How do I know if this is for me?
If you're a person that likes to, like I say nomadpreneur. like I think I function better when I'm allowed to be creative and I'm allowed to work in my own zone. Like for me, being able to travel and work, being able to spend time with my wife and work, those kinds of things. I feel like if you're the kind of person that wants time with your family, if you like time in general, mm-hmm. time for yourself, even if you don't have family and it's just like time for yourself, but at the same time you want to be able to make really great money, I think the tax business is absolutely for those kind of people, because now it's like, okay, you get to run and function a full-fledged business that does have its peak, because tax season, we peaking. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you get to do it all year and you still enjoy, like I said, yourself. I see so many people in like all kind of different industries. Don't get me wrong, the e-com and all that stuff is cool, but this is just something that like, it not only helps other people, but it helps me too. Mm-hmm. If the more I dive into tax, the more I learn stuff, because I'm constantly learning. Like with taxes, you got to constantly learn. And I think that's with any business, but the more I learn, the more I can also help myself. Mm-hmm. Like I learn stuff as a business owner. I could save a little bit of money here if I just, if I just write this off, if I just buy that little piece of property, this could help me, like those kinds of things. And as you learn it, you fall more in love with it. So if you want to help yourself, you love information, you love sharing with other people too. I think this is for someone like that.
That's amazing. How do I get started?
I would say it's easy, but I always tell people, first thing you want to do is obviously get your education going, right? Like on the IRS site itself, they have a whole list of where you could actually go to get trainings. Now, a couple of those things are like, little paid trainings, but they have free training options as well. So if someone wanted to like, let's say start completely on their own, now don't get me wrong, I have an academy like where I teach people, so they don't have to start on their own. We help them through the entire process. But if someone wanted to start on their own, they could literally go to IRS site, click one of the links, do the training online. It's like 18 hours of training. Once you do your training, you opt for your license. Once you get your license, you do I mean, it's like a 1.5 hour course, and then you get your certificate and you're ready to go. Now, I know that seems like, okay, cool, it's super easy, but as long as you do the trainings, you'll be on point. And I always say to do it in that order, because some people will be like, oh, let me just get my license first. Wait, chill out, because just because you have a license doesn't mean you know how to operate a vehicle. Mm-hmm. If you do it in the right order, you set your foundation, you got the right steps, you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So, I work for, the first 4 months of the year. I start this tax business. I am, I have clients that I'm servicing and I'm doing pretty good. But what are some different ways that I can make additional money? Because, we need money all year long, right? So those first 4 months are good. But I have this tax business and, I've connected with Steph. I'm in her academy. And what are things that I can do the rest of the year to make money and still have a thriving business as well?
It's crazy that you even asked me that, because a lot of preparers actually struggle with that. Like a lot of tax preparers, a lot of tax advisors, that's what I get a lot in my academy for people who are experienced pros. One of their biggest hurdles is, how do I make money year round? And I feel like there's like money everywhere. So, right. So that's why I'm like, there is money to be made. So a couple things that we offer as far as in my business and in what I have my everyone who's in my academy, I call them tax partners. My tax partners offer is we offer credit repair, business funding, bookkeeping. That's another thing, because people need help with their books. The same people that you're helping with their taxes, when you're like, good Lord, your books are a mess, you could be helping them with their books throughout the season as well. Good. People still file late. A lot of people don't file at all for years. So marketing to those kind of people help. Half of the reason why people don't file is because they think they're going to owe. Marketing to those people that think they're going to owe, that's another great way to make money throughout the season too. I mean, I would say those are the main things that we really offer within our stuff. And then also tax planning, financial planning, helping people strategize. Because okay, we're helping you save money on your taxes, but what about getting here? It's like, what about getting here?
That's good. So I'm watching this, and I'm a business owner, or I want to start a business. And I think this was one of my fears when I got ready to be a full-time entrepreneur. Yeah. I think I worked for my company, or for the company I worked for so long, and balanced being an entrepreneur at the same time, because I felt like my W-2 was offsetting my taxes.
Right.
And I think at a point it did, but I think some of that was like lack of knowledge.
Right.
But I want to start a business as an entrepreneur, and I'm scared because I feel like I'm going to owe all this money in taxes. Yeah. Is this true?
No. Paying taxes is ghetto. No.
I agree. This is why we come to Steph.
Right. You got to set it up right. One thing I always tell business owners to do, like, first of all, incorporate yourself. LLC, S Corp, right away. I mean, you just want to incorporate yourself, because that opens the door for you to be able to say, okay, all these expenses for my business, I'm able to then deduct them. I'm able to then write them off. Like, I'm able to then, if you get to the S Corp status, like, depreciate my assets, like those kind of things you want to be able to do. And I know a lot of people think that, oh, well, I'm gonna owe, but in reality, you probably got so many expenses for your business that you don't even think. I mean, literally this bottle of water, like those kind of things that people just don't think about, or the miles that you put on your car. Like, I think people, when they think about like write-offs, it's just like to a couple things, like these small items, but there are just daily things that you do too. Even as a business owner, you could write off your health insurance, like just things that people don't think about. Like, you're going to spend money on your health insurance anyway. You can spend the money on it, or you can write it off. And now you've lowered your tax bill because of it. So so many things.
That's good. I had a conversation with somebody. I'm like, you're scared, and Donald Trump don't pay taxes, and he makes way more than you. And I'm like, it's just education. It's just truly knowing what benefits are out there available for you. So as a business owner, what are some things that I can, some basic things that I can truly start looking for or doing to help me on my taxes?
Yeah. Well, definitely health insurance. As a business owner, get yourself some health insurance, because then that way, you know what I'm saying, you're taking care of your health and taking care of your pockets. So that's one. I always say everything, if you think about like your home office, right? Just like simple stuff. Like your home office, yeah, we think everything in here, but also what about that rent that you're paying, right? Because your office inside of your home is for your business. Now you think about it like you're renting that space for your business alone. How many square feet is this room? You know what I mean? Like 200 square feet. Okay, well now deduct that from your rent or your mortgage, your light bill, your your home owner's insurance, like your HOA, all of that stuff. And those are normal bills that you pay for in general that you gotta pay. But what if they could actually help you, which they can't?
So the normal bills that I have, my daily household bills, personal bills.
Yep.
If I am using any portion of that to supply business needs, I can write that off on my business taxes.
Yep. You put an office inside of your home, and now you can write off a portion of all of your home bills, utilities, all that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yep.
That is huge. And so many people have a home office, or they're using their home for, they have their crafting supplies set up in their home, or they have, they do hair out of their home, or they do nails out of their home, or they babysit out of their home.
Right.
And they are missing out on that tax benefit because they just don't know.
They just don't know. And I know that light bill is a little bit more expensive because of that home office. It's like, like me, because I shoot a lot of content in my home, I'm like, I be having lights on and all kind of stuff. Like, I'm going to take advantage of that. Or, like I said, just something as simple as like your HOA. HOA is expensive out here.
Yes, it is.
You better write some of that off.
Yes.
You better write some of that off.
I love it because there's so many things that, we just don't know. And I think it's all about educating yourself about the benefits. But, and I think sometimes people, they lack or they don't know, and they feel like they can just put it in the hands of their tax advisor.
Right.
I think as a business owner and an entrepreneur, it's important for you to learn the tax codes
100%.
and what's going to be beneficial for you. What would be do you agree with that?
100%.
Yeah.
Because even like you said, knowing, right? Yeah, you could leave it up to your tax advisor, but what if there's things like your tax advisor aren't necessarily telling you, or things that you could have, like I said, done throughout the year? Think like for us, we prep our clients and, like I said, try to help them strategize and stuff throughout the entire year. But what if you don't have a tax advisor that does that for you? I mean, I would say get a new one. But if not, like even down to the Augusta rule, right? You could rent your home out to a business up to 14 days out of the year and keep that money tax free. Let's say market value, on that on a rental venue or whatever in your area is $1,000. That's $14,000 of the year.
Wow.
Tax free. That you get to keep just for renting out your home. And you could rent it out to like other businesses. You could even rent it out to your own business as a write-off for your own business. Like,
that's good. So when do I start truly preparing for my taxes? I don't want to wait until December and then you tell me, hey, you got to go buy a house. So
right.
Is this when tax planning and preparation actually comes in? And when do I know that it's time for me to really sit down with an advisor and start planning?
Yeah. So I always say tax season is from January 1st to April 15th. April 16th starts tax planning season.
That's good.
All the way till December 31st.
So
get yourself ready. Get geared up. Even if you started your business in January and you get your LLC, let's say in April, May, all that stuff still counts. All that stuff still counts. All that startup capital, everything. So it's like, I always say you want to start planning early. Make sure you know your books. Like, so many business owners that have no idea what comes in, what goes out. And I mean, you can go on QuickBooks and it'll do it for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's so many ways to actually keep track. If you can keep track of your finances and keep track of what you're doing, how much you're spending, what's going in and out, like that'll help you decide too, okay, you know what? I could actually, make a couple purchases here, or I could do this, or I could add that. Like, if you want to buy a car, like, okay, I could potentially buy a vehicle this year and, depreciate it or write, some of it off. Like, so.
What's some success stories that you've had? Like, what's some people that you've been able to just help with either on the education side or either just starting their tax business, and how have you been able to just make an impact?
Yeah, we have, a few people I would say in our academy that I'm just so proud of Like we have this one, her name is Adeline Sanchez. She literally started in like the entertainment. She was like in the entertainment industry, or not entertainment, but like the nightlife industry.
Yeah.
They do like club promotions and stuff. So she was in the nightlife industry. I mean, nothing to do with taxes, no financial background, nothing, And at the time when she started, she was just like, I would say her life was very different. She was living with her mom. Like she had just moved from like North Carolina to Orlando, live with her parents. She had her kids with her. And for her at the time, life wasn't going the way that she wanted it. So she was like, hey, I think at the time, I think I was putting like little things on like Indeed or whatever, but she started in the tax industry with me, and she came in like on a payment plan, like, not even ready to even fully be able to invest. She wasn't sure. We did some training, got her right. She was able to move up out of her mom's. She moved back to North Carolina, take care of her kids, pay her own bills. She even started doing other stuff. Like I always say too, as a tax advisor, you could do offer health insurance, life insurance, all that. Because when you think about being a financial advisor, it all ties in together. So now she has a health insurance company, or she works health insurance agent, and she does her taxes. That's how she makes her year-round income. She don't complain about a single, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about a single thing. And that's one life that I always like, wow, like, I can't believe, I think she was like one of my first real big success, because it was just someone she wasn't an entrepreneur. Like she just wasn't looking for that at all. And we have another one. Her name is Idiana. Idiana, she is a mom. Another one, 3 kids, 2 jobs, goes to nursing school.
Wow.
She pays for nursing school because of the tax business.
Let's go.
So she goes to nursing school, pays for it because of tax, does the tax business, has her 2 jobs, has kids, and she still made $50K for the year.
Extra.
Just straight up. Now, someone might look at it like, oh, okay, that's not no crazy money, but for a mom with 2 jobs that doesn't really have the time. When people think about, okay, do I really have the time to do taxes? Yeah. Find me somebody busier than her. Like, I mean, geez. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm like, anyone could do it. It's not like something that requires so much. And that's what, we spent the time with her. She was like, oh God, like, I don't even know how I have time for this. I'm like, I promise you're going to have time for this and to be able to do more. So she had time for it. And then she got into nursing school. That was her doing more.
I love
she
that.
She still does it.
I love that. I love that you're making a huge impact, and you have an academy where you're teaching this. We have a community and an academy as well.
Yeah.
And inside we are just truly helping entrepreneurs with getting access to grant funding.
Yeah.
And so I always love when people are just providing an avenue and changing lives. That's essentially what you're doing. You're changing lives by showing people that they have this outlet out here, that if you could just give me a little bit of your time to teach you this information, I can show you how to make some additional money and change your life.
Yeah.
If you apply it the right way.
Right.
That's huge. And congratulations to you for making that huge impact.
Congratulations to you too. I mean, you are killing it, girl. You are killing it.
Thank you so much. So what are some ways, I know you always drop gems on your social media page. What are some ways that I can save some money and get some money in return too?
Save some money and get some money in return from taxes.
Yeah, just I know you posted something. I don't want to say what you posted because I want you to share it, but you posted something and you were signing a receipt. And I think you were getting some money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, that video went crazy.
Yeah, I love it.
I think it's almost like 3 million now. That video went so crazy. Because I make because of that video, I started making videos now where I talk about stealing from anywhere. I always say it's stealing, but it's not really stealing, right? So I went to a restaurant, and this is just in general. When you go out to eat, if you're going out to eat, if you're with your business partners, if you're with anyone associated with your business, employees, like my wife is my business partner as well, So when we go out to eat, if we're strategizing, if we're talking about you utter the word business. I always take a picture, and people, I think when we think about saving receipts and stuff, people try to like overcomplicate things. I take a picture of my receipt, I uploaded to the notes app in my iPhone. I put who I'm with, what we're doing, you were eating lunch, what we talked about. And not like a long thing, just like a short little, barely a sentence of what we talked about. These were the points. Marketing, this and that. And then you can write off 50% of your meals. You can write off 50% of your meals regardless. I do that as a way of record keeping because, the IRS, sometimes they going to ask. You have to have the answers. And the easiest way to do it, especially like I said, for me, like it's on my phone. I don't need no fancy. Now, don't get me wrong. I know QuickBooks has an app and all that, and you can use any of that stuff. But for me, my phone, boom, take a picture, put my little notes, and then it's there. Now I could delete the picture. It's not even in my stuff, but I know it's in my slew of notes. IRS ever asked me, cool, let me go ahead and share this little document to you. You got all the all the receipts, all the notes associated with it. That way they don't ever question, okay, was this legitimate? Yes, it was. I have a record, I keep record of it. And for anything that you do, I always say keep record because again, they might ask. That's the reality. But do you have the answers? As long as you do, you're covered.
That's good. That's actually kind of how I got started into coaching. So I would have people ask me to coach all the time and help them get grants and funding for their business all the time. And I would never do it. And we went on a girls trip to Miami to celebrate somebody's birthday. And we went to finger licking. And we were sitting down and we were wrapping up. And I'm one of those people who, if we go out, it's not separate checks. It's not, oh, I got water in a salad. Yeah. I hate that type of stuff. So I'm like, yeah, just give me one check. Just hand it to me, one check. And so they bring the check over. And before I sign the check, I'm like, anybody want to ask me a question about their business so I can write this off on my taxes? But I'm joking. And somebody was like, well, yeah, I want to start a business and I have a question. So she asked me questions. This turned into us sitting at the table for like another hour and a half, 2 hours with them just asking questions. And I was like, didn't jokingly said I was writing this off on my taxes and eventually did, right? But didn't really realize how many people really needed me to help them in their business. So that turned into me hosting I had a rental property and the living room was empty. Or the home was empty, and we hosted just like a free workshop in the living room of the home, and it packed out. Like, it was crazy.
Wow.
So I was like, my people really need me.
Yeah.
So me, playing about a tax write-off or joking about a tax write-off turned into what they see, what you guys see as Coach K, right? So it's just so powerful how powerful it is, just to have that leverage or have that resource to be able to write something off, but helping others at the same time or having a conversation at a dinner at the same time.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's my story.
I love that. Yeah, that's a tax story. That's good.
I really wouldn't help anybody. Honestly, people would beg me and I'm like, nope, not doing it. Nope. And it just turned, I was like, wait a minute, hold on. People really do need me.
Yeah.
And it all stemmed from that. So
a whole dinner that you wrote off.
Whole dinner that I wrote off.
Made your business take off. You gotta tell that story more often.
Yes, I do. And then refer them to Stephanie.
Right.
To Steph.
Come to me about it. I'll help with that part. Even the drive there now counts.
Yes, it does. It does. What other piece of advice? What's 3 things that you can kind of give an entrepreneur that's watching this and they're ready to jump out there. They're ready to start their business, but maybe they're afraid to take action.
3 pieces of advice.
3 pieces.
Well, one thing I'll say is when I started the entrepreneur journey, it's like I didn't even know I was really on it, right? Mm-hmm. I think sometimes we talk about, we get so afraid or stuck. Like for me, and I always like to talk about why I do what I do or why I even got here is because I lost my mom the day after I was born. For me, when I think about what I want to do with my life, I think about keeping her legacy alive, right? Or I always say not letting her sacrifice go in vain. I know it probably sounds crazy, but that's important to me to have something that I'm proud of, something that I know my mother would be proud of. And so I feel like in life, it's I have nothing to lose but to be great. Nothing else to do. All my sole purpose is to make sure that no matter what I'm doing great at it. But you don't know unless you start. Right? It's like sometimes we have this burning purpose or this burning desire, and we have no idea what we're going to do with it. But you have to start somewhere. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just start. I would say that's one. Yeah. Make sure that when you're starting, especially, I think one thing I always say, when you're partnering up with people, make sure that your values align, right? Your vision aligns with what you're doing. Otherwise, you end up having to like start over in the sense that like you're going in the wrong direction for what you want to do, right? So make sure whatever you're doing aligns with who you are and your value. And then the third, I would say, just always make sure that you write off your stuff.
I love it.
Always write off your
love
stuff.
it. I think that's one of the biggest pieces of being an entrepreneur, but probably one of the most overlooked pieces is taxes, right? Yeah. I think having the right tax benefit or the right tax advisor can either make or break you.
100%.
Yeah. So what advice would you have to the entrepreneur, or how do I find the right tax tax advisor or professional that aligns with my mission and my goals?
If you have a tax advisor who's not advising, because there's a lot of time, people will say, well, my tax advisor, they don't ask me all these questions, or they don't, especially when they come to me for the first time, they don't ask me for all these questions. They don't ask me for this. They don't ask me for that. They don't ask me for receipts to put in my file. Why do I have to do all that stuff? Because it's necessary. Again, we need to keep, and I try to make it easy for people, because if I'm collecting all your docs or all your receipts and all your stuff now, boom, you could forget about them, lose them later. I already have them for you. If I'm helping you plan now, then I don't have to scramble to help you plan later. If your tax advisor isn't doing that, if they aren't trying to make sure throughout the year that you're taken care of, or that you're doing things properly, if you need to file quarterly, if they're not looking into any of those things, if they're not talking to you about, hey, possibly maybe you should, invest in some life insurance or whatever, like, that's not the tax advisor for you. Like, you want to look for someone who's going to help you financially plan so that you're in a good position when it comes to get your taxes done. Not somebody who's going to go, okay, well, let me just go ahead and just put in what you said. So, you made this much. Okay, well, you owe now $14 million. You know what I mean? Like, and so many people, I see so many stuff. I'm like, especially when people come to me, I'm like, what happened here? Like, why do you owe the IRS $90,000? Literally, actually, after this, I have a consult later tonight with somebody who owes the IRS like $90K. How?
I think that's the difference between somebody who actually just files your tax returns, right, and somebody who actually works as an advisor or a professional with your interest,
yeah,
at heart, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the key pieces that a lot of people are missing.
100%.
They're just submitting tax returns instead of having somebody to say, hey, this is what you need to do to put yourself in a better position, even if it's not right now, potentially for next year.
Right. And even people who go to like, they're like, oh, I got a CPA and all that. I'm like, your CPA is not helping you save a thing, okay? Mm-hmm. Fire them. Go ahead and just get you. And that's the thing, too. People think you got to be like a mathematician. You have to have it be a CPA or an enrolled agent and all this stuff to do taxes. You don't. Mm-hmm. You have to know, like we talked about, like train, learn, understand, study taxes. And you could be a certified tax preparer without that stuff. And I stand on business. I put any of your CPAs next to me. See who saves you on your taxes. But not only see who saves you on your taxes, but who also makes sure that you're covered in the event that something happens.
That's good. Everybody needs a Steph.
Everybody needs a Steph.
Everybody needs a Steph. This has been an amazing episode. Is there any last piece of advice?
One thing, and I'm actually having a challenge coming up, so where I'm going to be really going through some tax stuff as far as, tax advice, but also how to actually grow in the business. One thing I will say is all the IRS codes that we all know as tax advisors, it's public information. It's nothing to go on the irs.gov and just start reading some of those publications. And even if you don't understand taxes, just go ahead and read the updates per year. 2025 tax updates. It tells you, like when people, they'll always ask, oh, well, how much am I getting per child or whatever. Like, those are all things that's public information. If you just go on and keep yourself up to date every year, it also tells you what's coming up for the next year. They already know what deductions are going to happen from 2026. So if you want to know how to prepare for then, just go on, read them, stay on track with it. And that's whether you're a business owner or not. Obviously, especially if you're a business owner, but whether you're a business owner or not, that's just simple tax information that you could just keep up to date yourself, and that you don't have to rely on someone else to actually tell you, or go to like TikTok and Instagram and then not know what information is what. Like, go on IRS. It tells you, like, everything that I always teach is literally based off all the publications. That's why, videos that go viral for me, some people be like, oh, does she even know what she's talking about? Yes. Do you read the publications? Because I do. I do. Like,
so this challenge you have coming up, how do I, tell me what I'm going to learn? How amazing is this challenge going to be, and who is it for?
Definitely gonna learn some tax gems, but also how to start the business from, like, get into the business, be able to grow your business, especially through marketing. Like, a lot of times we have businesses and we could be talented as hell, but if you don't know how to get clients, how are you going to grow, right? And so we teach a lot about that, how to actually market, how to structure the business on, like, the back end, making sure that you're structured entirely, that your foundation is correct. So we go over all of that, and of course, how to make money outside of just tax season. So if you're someone who, wants to start a business, not sure where to start, or have been trying to hit at least that 6-figure mark, can't do it, or you're have been doing taxes for years and can't quite grow, then the challenge is definitely for that kind of person, because we're gonna tear it up. It's like 5 days in there. They got a lot of meat.
So this challenge is for anybody who truly wants to start a business, scale a business, and go to the next level.
100%.
How do I tap into this challenge? Because I'm ready.
I'm gonna send you the link.
Okay.
you put it in there for me.
Okay. Awesome.
Put it in there for me. But yeah, if they as long as you click the link, you register for it. I think the team though, but I think it's cheap or something. Like, it might even be a free challenge where you start off, but it's gonna be good in there. And I highly encourage people though to get the VIP ticket, because with the VIP stuff, you get to spend a little bit more time with me, where you're asking, like, we do like a lot of Q&A sessions. I think we got like a bonus day coming up.
That's good.
So it's gonna be good.
I'm excited about it.
Me too.
You're going to see me in the comments.
Okay, you better.
VIP, so you're going to see me on the screen.
Yeah, no, you got to show up.
I'm excited about that. I always love learning, but love getting new information that can just add value to what I'm currently doing.
Yeah.
Because if one less thing I have to worry about is taxes, then that's definitely what I want to do. And that's more money that I can take and reinvest back into my business. So thank you for what you're doing. I am so excited. Is there any just last piece of advice you can give to the entrepreneurs watching this, and then tell them how they can connect with you?
Last piece of advice for my entrepreneurs. One thing I will say, because I think people don't know, 2025, you can write off 70 cents per mile.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that out there.
Oh.
Put that out there. 70 cents per mile. So all that driving that you're doing for your business this year, whether you're a truck driver or you're a hairstylist or you have a financial business, you can write off 70 cents per mile. So I'm going to go ahead and give y'all that. But if you definitely want to learn more tax tips, get more gems, follow me on all platforms at Steph.doesit. That's Instagram, TikTok, and all that.
Well, thank you for being on Access Granted, you guys. This has been another amazing episode of Access Granted. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.